All right, so we'll go ahead and get started here. Something I want to note is it's very, very vital to be able to recognize conditions and what's being presented to you in current time and understanding when you should and should not be entertaining really anything in the market. When we had this open right here and we were just chopping like this immediately told me I need to be sitting on my hands. I need to wait for some more structure to form. I need to see a clear direction, especially for the AM, to form before I start entertaining anything. Even though we are scalping on the low time frame charts, it's still something to understand on a greater depth. And likely the reason for that, we were talking about it this morning, was London moved like I think almost 200 points, right? So when we have that big of a move in London, we can kind of expect more than likely we're going to get a consolidation AM, which you do not want to get in. Those are just going to be seek and destroy conditions, right? As you can see right here, we're taking buy side, we're taking sell side, just chop, nothing. So with that being said, we were completely flat this morning. I did not take any AM trades. I did take one in PM, but I'll go over the setups because some people did have questions on Twitter. This first one specifically, this would have been the first one. So obviously we have 840 where we start looking for setups, and we did have this one right here, but obviously there are equal lows right there. So this would automatically be invalidated on the 30-second. I believe on M and Q there was not equal lows, which is what that person sent me or added me on Twitter and said, or it may have been in here. I don't remember exactly. But they were asking what my thoughts were on it, and I quickly went back, looked. NQ did have equal lows there, so that automatically mitigates the trade. And there you should have been kind of able to recognize all of this mess right here. But the next setup we did have was this. Oh, I need to delete that. This one right here. Like I said, again, conditions. It's vital, right? This technically is an A+ setup, right? But when we come up here, we get this displacement, we break right here. You would have been filled right on the second candle. And as you can see, that one just knifed through. But again, I want to put a big emphasis on this. This mess, do not entertain. Do not entertain at all. There will always be another day and another opportunity. You don't need to be wanting to click buttons 24/7. If you're wanting to be in this game for long term, you need to be able to sit on your hands when you see fit and be able to recognize what's being presented to you. And don't bite in thinking you're going to make money in conditions like this, because it's damn near impossible, if I'm being completely honest. But with that being said, we did have another one after. If you're taking this mechanically, I'm not sure if you would have got filled on this, because if we zoom in right here, you can see this was to the exact tick. So that one was questionable. But if you did get filled on that one would have went 17.75 or 18 to the tick before coming back to where break even would have been. And then this would have been the last valid entry that fit within the requirements to an extent. I don't believe there was an M1 on this one specifically. Oh no, we did have another one after. Go ahead, Mark. Yeah. 100%. But again, I have to ask, like, do you not get odd fills sometimes? Because I've seen that happen quite a bit. That's why I always wanted to limit in. Fair enough. But this one, again, right here, this one would have been a TP break even. We did have a M1 fair value gap. I hope y'all can see this over here clear enough. Right here, the nearest M1 fair value gap would have been down here. But obviously, if you're identifying structure, we're starting to flip bullish. We're making higher highs and lower. My mind just went blank. But we're making higher highs, right? So structure's obviously starting to get bullish here. We're starting to get some movement out of this sloppiness right here. So this one would have already been questionable to me, but that being said, it still would have been a TP break even if it did want to come and reprice down to this M1 for value gap down here. That was definitely a likelihood, and it was within reach. But this one did end up going, I think it was 7.25 points, so that would have been a TP break even And that there was one more. And this is why I say it's important to understand M1 and align yourself with structure, because right down here, you can see we wick down into this baby little M1 right here, right? We get the scalp set up on the 30-second. You would have been tagged in there, and that could have been a easily prevented loser had you have taken that. It's always important to identify that. But like I said, today was definitely took a toll on the brain, because watching that in the morning and then seeing this 130-point move in the morning or PM, this ended up being the only trade that we had taken in the PM Arcani. We had this inversion right here on the 1 minute. Let me scroll over to the 1 minute over here. You can see we had this inversion. We took out this little buy side level right up here. We also were at the -4, -4.5, which is usually where turtle soup occurs. We can expect a retracement back into the range, usually going to be the CE of the range, equilibrium. So you automatically kind of want to be short biased up there. And especially when we get a 1 minute inversion right there after taking that buy side level. And we got a beautiful 30-second scalp setup presented right here. We break this low over here on the second candle. We would have been tagged in right there. This one only took, I think it was 1 point of heat. 1 point of heat before just melting down to this fair value gap here. And this is another important thing, like I always say, make sure there is enough room for it to reach down to the nearest inefficiency, right? So in this case, we had 12.25 points of room, right? This one dug a tad bit down into this fair value gap, 14 points before continuing back higher. But with that being said, that's everything from today, at least in my eyes. There was really nothing over here that was worth entertaining, because you can see we were just spooling up without really any retracements. But if y'all have any questions, just let me know. I've gotten crazy fills before on market orders. Yeah, that's why I always kind of refrain from doing them. What play, Derek? Was it that 30-second I was talking about right there? That one? Yeah. And that was kind of one of the main things I wanted to emphasize this morning is be patient. Don't force stuff. Be able to sit on your hands. I tested it. No bueno. Yeah. Mark, what setup did you take? You said you took one in AM, right? One in AM and PM? $110. Really? Are you talking about this one, Bridget? Go. Wait, so is this what you mean by take whatever setups? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Like, so like on the 15-second, I hate when it does this. Let me go back to it. Yeah. That's a perfect example of what I mean. That's why I look back and forth between both, because this would have been invalid on the 15 because there's two, but on the 30, that would have been pretty good. Yeah. Draw was obviously higher, but like the way stuff was lagging, like I was super, super hesitant. Not Amish, like not using power. 10:38 a.m. ish, 15-second. Is that CT? That's EST, right? So 9:38. This one. Eastern always, baby. Noted. And I'll have that in the back of my mind. 9:30. This would have been that right there. That would have been a 30-second too. That's just, that wouldn't have filled on the 15. I will say when conditions are questionable, like if you're really wanting to trade, just bump up to 30. You'll be fine there. When we're just chopping like this, you can get to quite a few misreads on the 15. Yeah, 1030. Yeah. Did you take that? Did that fill you? No, I didn't take it. Yeah, I don't. I've had times like we had that the other day where it taps to take and doesn't fill. That's part of it. Okay, cool. No, like legit, I did not want to take anything in AM. The second I saw that in that London expansion, you got to be very, very cautious. I think that was bull. Was 9:41:15 a.m. EST break even, or do we skip it because we took that high at 9:41 EST 8:41? Was it 15 or 30? 15 because it'd be on the 15-second intervals. Yeah, 1 second, Mark. 1 second. Let's see if I can. And then yeah, I'll cover manipulation legs for you, Seth. Yeah, no, I would have already been hesitant about this react, like that big old wick we put in right there. I don't like that. Usually inner range stuff is what I'm a big fan of. 10:57. You're CST, right, Mark? Okay, yeah, I'll go take a peek at that. So like 10:58. Wait, was that 30? Was that the 30 or 15? 15. 10:58. Good thing I'm on the 15 already. Oh yeah, I think I see it. Wait. 10:58. Yeah. Let me go over to the M1. I need to make this bigger over here. There we go. Playing with dice right there. Do what? We had equal lows right down here. Did we inverse anything? No, we didn't. That's why I wouldn't have taken that mark. Do you see those equal lows right there? Yeah, that's why I would have refrained from that. I'm super adamant about that. 100%. 100%. You'll miss some, but like over the long run, it's worth really being cautious about this or making those like super low risk entries, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like where is it at? $10. Yeah. Maybe so moving forward, like if you're so wanting to take something with that, if they're like 3-ish points underneath, I mean, I wouldn't suppose that would be really a big issue. I still wouldn't take them personally, but like if they're 10, definitely not. Oh, that's right. Yeah, there's a tiny one right there. I didn't see that. That's so small. Wait, good on you guys for being patient this morning. Can you for sure get your... Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. Like this morning on stream, I was like, we should set up for a good PM. And as you can see, this PM move right here, I was trying really hard to catch this MMBM towards the bottom on that breaker. But what is my chart doing? See, like, look at this. This PM was crisp. Ugly. Garbage. Beautiful. Off topic, but I'm buying an Apex account right now, and with the Trade-of-8 license, even though I'm taking trades on Ninja, does it allow me to look at second charts and trading view with Trade-of-8? So with Trade-of-8, there's their platform, you can get second charts for free, right? On Trading View, you have to pay for them. But if you just have Trade-of-8 pulled up, you'll be able to see the second charts. You have to add it as like a custom time frame. We were coming off an inversion. We were also at -4. Yeah, that does. I was looking at that. Do what? Correct. Yeah. It's a little shitty, but that's how they do it. And then where is it? Hey, AP, can you go over the manipulation legs you had today that you believe mattered? I know this morning probably more mattered since PA was bad. I think, let me go. This is a higher time frame one. This is the one I had marked out on the 15. Higher time frame wise, that kicked off. This was the higher time frame market maker model right here. We had this manipulation leg down right here. And towards AM, so we had already taken out some of those highs, and we were just chilling right there. We were in the -1, -1.5, which is usually a retracement zone, which is why we likely saw this push down right here. But if I could tell you why we moved like this, it's just going to be because how big of a London move was. They were all out of juice, and they were refilling their liquidity gas tank in AM session, simply put. And then this specific PM one, right? I believe we were in a... Let me find it. Again, my mouse has been acting weird. I can't even... This may be a H1, actually. Yeah, that's right. Didn't quite reach down to that one. Missed it by a couple ticks, but we still held this one right here, right? Retraced a little bit. And let me bump back down. And then we had a 15-minute in that at the same exact time. Usually the 15-minute, like a 1-minute market maker model is going to come off at 15. But when you have them stacked, you can go ahead and use the higher time frame one because they're in confluence with each other. And this manipulation leg down right here before the CISD occurred, that's going to be the manipulation leg. You take that low to that high, that put in the low, and then you project from there. You can see once we cleared the -1, -1.5, held it, expanded up. Didn't really refer back to the -2, -2.5, just ripped through it. And then once we got up to -4, -4.5, we saw a little retracement back into the range. Nothing crazy. And then we just started ripping back up because we did have some higher targets to possibly hit. Who's this script nerdy? There should be a script create equal low level. He actually has that, I think. Right, Yama? Yeah, and usually, Mark, like 10... What's up? Okay, yeah, I got you. Let me. I'll mark it out to you, for you too. I'll add some text labels. H. So here's like the easiest way to identify a manipulation leg, right? So in this sense, we're turning to a MMBM, right? Use the low or the high that put in the low. What's the high that put in the low right here, right? This high. Does that make sense? And then obviously it'd be flipped if it was a market maker sell model. You'd use the low that put in the high, and then you had your CISD. And that CISD. Negative 4 was at 17088.75. Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. The negative 4.5 was, how many points is that off from it? 103.50. It was 1.5 points off from it. That negative 4.5. Yeah, but usually they'll line up pretty beautiful. Like you can see, like if what's up? I'd say about right here. We have this first like a distribution, second or accumulation right here, and then second distribution that just ripped up. But there's really like on the 1 minute, there was really no really quality entries, if I'm being honest. Like I haven't seen a market maker spool like this in quite some time. Usually you'll get those little like retracements. Like I thought right here, this was going to be like a little PO3 to continue it. But we just, I remember Ark and I were laughing because it was like freaking pattern, like bull flag pattern traders were just banking today. Because we had this like right here. And I was like, in real time, I was telling Ark, I was like, oh, watch them get trapped. We're going to come up here, manipulate down, and then continue. Nope. It was literally perfect. But usually, yeah, realistically, in a quality scenario, instead of just absolutely ripping, what we'll see right here is, if I can get this tool, we'll get the classic AMD on a low time frame, manipulate down. That's where you'll get your like silver bullet on the second stage of distribution right before it. And then that's when that will ensue, usually 9 times out of 10. Let me get this marked out for you and send it in chat. So H1 fair value gap. Let me get the 15-minute mark. Okay, do you want me here? I'll mark out a couple more things. Yeah, in a sense. Yeah, no, for sure. And like something like conservative wise, like what I like to see is liquidity points line up, because like obviously like trying to catch this whole entire move is going to be really, really tough. So like usually what I'll have like a main target for with when I'm trading MMXM models is just the -2, -2.5, right? And you can see this very obvious liquidity point that was within a 15-minute fair value gap would have been an easy draw right there. And you can see that was just a smidge. It was in between that -2 and -2.5, which is usually a very, very high quality area to take some profits. Oh, random. I just like using these because it just gives me framework, man. Like it's that extra like crutch where you're just like, okay, this is where we are in this current model, you know. But yeah, usually once we reach that, we'll get a retracement. But we had other ideas today. We did get a little retracement. I mean, if you turtle soup that -4, that would have been still 36 points back into the range. Any other questions y'all got? I'm trying to answer them. Yeah, but the past 3 days, like those unicorns have been going crazy. Especially on like the low time frame. I'll try and find a 15-second example, because I know there was one like right after I got on for PM. I missed the beginning. Were there any PM session trades? So the only one Ark and I took was this one right here. Once we got up to that -4, because we were just ripping, and I couldn't really trust anything on that whole leg up. As no quality entries in my eyes were presented. As we were just, like I said, just ripping. This was the only one Ark and I took this morning. We got up to -4, -4.5 area where we're expecting a retracement back into the range. and we inverse this 1 minute after taking that little buy side level up there. I believe there was SMT here too at the time. And we displaced below this low, inverse that 1 minute, and then we had a 1 minute fair value gap down here that we could use as a target that was within the point threshold. It was 12.25 points away. My minimum requirement is 12 points as usual. And you can see it was perfect little draw right there. Got tagged in right there, and then it was a very, very short trade. Mm-hmm. No, it is. It is. That's what this morning, I think I was calling out a couple of the DTFX flips. But yeah, just it. The M1 break, and then that retrace back to 50, and then you get that flip pattern. Yeah, 1000%. I think there was a good example in the AM. I'll see. Let me try and find it. I don't remember the exact time, but I remember covering it. I think it was it right after open? I think it was. Yeah, I think it was this zone. That break. No. I don't remember where it was, but there was a good example of it this morning. Yeah, 100%. I'm curious, when they do the 5-second flips, I'm not sure if you know this because I remember you said you were watching it. Where are they putting their stop loss? At the bottom of the zone? Like, is it like a 1-to-1? Is it like the 5 point? I've seen so many different options below the zone. I gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah, it's definitely cool to see. Would we short at 1541 EST 32nd 1441? That's 241. Let me take a peek at the M1 real quick. We were already off the charts right here. $241. Yeah, we did refer back down to that. That one we used as a target prior. Yep. And honestly, like, this isn't needed, but like low time frame chart, or even on the 1 minute, like, what is this right here? What is it? For the AMD boys. Yep. What does this look like? If you should be familiar with ICT. Accumulation, manipulation, come back into the range, short little distribution. Usually when I see, this is exactly kind of how this morning, when I see just we're accumulating and stuff like this, and we get an impulsive move down like this, that's immediately manipulation to me. And you can see we manipulate down into an M1 for value gap. And this would have been a 15-second. Let's see if we get a little, 15-second little buy model right there. I will always avoid stuff like that and what follows after until I get a confirmation of where we're likely to go. And like, I don't, this may go over some people's heads, but jagged, smooth highs, jagged lows. Smooth highs will always be the draw. Engineered liquidity. Jagged low. I don't want to confuse people. Any other questions before we got Magic typing? Thanks, you. You have a good night, Magic. I'm still trying to find that like 15-second buy model because I know there was a good one. Where is it? I don't remember if it was in AM or PM. Here's a good one. Here's another. This is a 15-second buy model right here, Mark. Here's -2 right there. -2, -2.5. Low resistance liquidity. CISD right here. Low risk buy. First leg of distribution. Reaccumulation. Second leg of distribution. MMBM complete. Mm. 15-second. Yeah. And I believe right there we were delivering off of a M1 for value gap, which is the high time frame for the 15 seconds. It just makes me laugh to say that. I don't know why. And you can see where that wick stalls out is almost exact CE. And then we run up and take those highs. Voila! And where do we reverse? We turtle soup the -4. And go ahead and mark out this dealing range. Right there, we almost come back right there. Come up a little bit and then just nuke. That's actually a really good example. That was earlier in the AM. I don't even think I was entertaining anything there. All right, I'll take a couple more questions. We'll wrap it up for tonight. I'll get this posted on YT, by the way, for people that are wanting to rewatch some of the stuff I covered. Yeah, it was a pretty anticlimactic day, so. Fridays, baby. We're hoping. Full board Friday. Let's take a peek at Fast Cash Friday. Love that. Factual information, ladies and gentlemen. We should. I mean, internal to external, daily wise. What is this? Friday. Where's Monday? What? Oh, we had bank holiday Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, this isn't going to be a TGIF. Yeah, you got to be very, very in tune with what the M1's telling you. See you later, Tia. Yeah, and kind of a good sign. I know you're familiar with SMT, Mark, but like if you look right here, I'm on ES right here. You can see that low. They had that manipulation leg on NQ. ES did not take that. Just a rejection block, basically. Yeah, this is on ES right here. At that same time. Let me put this right here. RB. See you later, Derek. RB. Uh-huh. So the one that doesn't take the lows is stronger. The one that takes a low is classified as weaker. So you can expect, technically, in real scenarios, you want to be taking the one that didn't take that low. Like say, yes, yeah, this is a good example. I mean, even though both ensued a clean move, that's usually the protocol with SMT. But realistically, like if that won't like refrain me from taking a trade on NQ if I see a market maker model forming, because I mean, if it's setting up for a quality move, it's going to be a quality move, you know. But that's the principle kind of behind SMT and identifying which one's stronger and which one's weaker. My internet just went out. Jeez, Derek. I hope that gets fixed. Really? Why is everybody's internet down? Ah, I see. Nice. Really? Wow. Yeah. That's crazy. I don't know if I trust a hotspot. I'd be like, that's my sign to take the day off. I'll see you tomorrow. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, I need to go pick up a couple for full port Friday. Yeah, I might as well. Why not? Just for some fun. 5 or 10. It's. Did they change that? Huh.